Hey everyone, DBZ Anoki here, and welcome back to another video. This video is a little bit different than what I usually do, as I am not reading off a script. I'm actually here, and I'm ranking every single saga / arc in Dragon Ball history. So if you guys enjoy videos like this, be sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel. It supports me and it supports the channel. Anyways, let's get into the video. Alright, first up on the list, we starting off with Dragon Ball, and we have the Emperor Pilaf saga. And honestly, this saga was honestly ranked as C tier. It was the first ever saga during Dragon Ball's history. It was an alright saga. It wasn't anything too special like the other ones. You know, it was just like, just like a introduction to a villain saga. An obstacle in the way of them getting the Dragon Balls. That's pretty much it. So yeah, this is why this is ranked in the C. Next up, we're on the Tournament Saga, and the Tournament Saga, honestly, it was like one of the best highlights in Dragon Ball, because this is where everyone's strength gets tested to its absolute limits. In the Tournament Saga, I put that in the B saga. Actually, no, I'm putting the C saga because this was the first tournament and the other tournaments were better than the first tournament. But it's at a high C to low B tier. That's what I say it's at. Now, the Red Ribbon Army saga. I don't know why that these are separated like this, like Red Ribbon Army, General Blue, and Commander Red sagas, even though they're like all in one arc because they're all part of the Red Ribbon Army. But I guess I'll rank these together into one category because I'm counting this as one category for Red Ribbon Army. And honestly, Red Ribbon Army wasn't that bad. I say it's below the tournament. Now, the order doesn't matter. It's all equally the same to me. Tournament was better than this, but it was better than Emperor Pilaf saga. And just watching Goku absolutely decimate the entire army was honestly awesome. So yeah, this arc is like ranked as a C tier. Now, the Fortune Teller Baba saga, aka the tournament, that is a B tier. And that's what I meant, like there was better tournament sagas than the first tournament. This was better because we get introduced to Grandpa Gohan, and then we get to see Goku's actually really pure of heart due to Spike the Devilman's Devil Beam. Because it said if you had like any evil in your heart, you would die instantly to the beam. But if you was like pure heart, it won't work on them. And when he did that on Goku, it worked. It didn't work on him. And this is where we actually really get to see the potential of Goku and seeing him become the greatest martial artist in the world. Because even Fortune Teller Baba saw it within him, which was honestly cool. So this is a B tier saga. This is a B tier. I enjoyed this. This was actually good. And moving on from this is the Ten Shinhan. That is also a B tier. Ten Shinhan was great. Great character introduced into the character. Ten Shinhan is actually like my favorite Earthling. The tournament was good, and it was actually like the time that we saw Goku get beat by someone else other than Shenron. I mean, not Shenron, Jackie Chan, other than Jackie Chan, or aka Roshi. Seeing like the alternate schools, like the Turtle Hermit school versus the Crane school, like they're kind of like the polar opposites of each other, and seeing them go against each other was really cool. So yeah, Saga's like a B tier. I enjoyed this. This is like maybe my second, no, it's like my third favorite saga out of Dragon Ball. Now this was a good saga. King Piccolo, that was a really good saga because you really felt emotion in this saga, because this was when they was really killing off characters, like for example Krillin, Master Roshi. Krillin died to tambourine. Master Roshi died from trying to use I think he was trying to use the Mafuba against King Piccolo. Chaozu died. Goku getting real angry and defeating the sons of Piccolo. His sacred divine water training. And King Piccolo even killed Shenron. I don't even remember how Shenron came out, but I do remember Shenron was killed. I think Kami just made a new Shenron. We get introduced to Kami, after King Piccolo's fight. The training that Goku went through with Mr. Popo was also cool. I enjoyed that those, especially one where he went back in time and met a younger Master Roshi, Shen, and Wataito, their master. I enjoyed that episode really well, and especially with the doll Goku too. That was also cool. But after this is Piccolo Jr., and it's really hard to rank this either above or below King Piccolo, because I enjoyed this saga a lot. this saga I really enjoyed because Piccolo is one of my favorite characters too. Piccolo is like Piccolo Jr. is one of my favorite characters. I think I'm gonna rank it a little bit below because I'm gonna rank it a little bit below because King Piccolo was way more intense and stuff and high stakes. Piccolo Jr. wasn't really as high stakes as it was with Demon King Piccolo. I mean, Piccolo was still evil, but he wasn't at high stakes, and Goku even saw that Piccolo was different than King Piccolo, so that's why he kept him alive. But this was also a good saga. This was like my favorite fight out of all of Dragon Ball. Goku versus Piccolo Jr. It was an awesome fight. We get to see the meteor combination, like one of my favorite attacks of all Dragon Ball games and stuff. I used to always use that move. Then we see the Super Kamehameha. Goku using Kamehameha with his feet. That was also cool. Goku versus Tenshinhan, him taking off the weights. That was honestly dope. Kami getting sealed by Piccolo. That was also like something that was unexpected. So yeah, the arc was honestly really good, and that deserves an A tier. All right, so we have Raditz Saga and Vegeta Saga, but I'm just gonna rank these both at the same time as the Saiyan Saga. And this honestly gets this is like top of A because this had so much story behind it, revealing Goku was really an alien. His brother and his more of people like him, or he was different than his warrior race, and there was more people that was like his evil brother. And Goku was originally supposed to be evil, but he ended up hitting his head and becoming a pure heart warrior, which was honestly a cool introduction to Z. This was a great introduction to it. Like, this was how a story was greatly. This is how a story how can I say this? A new series of a story in being introduced. That's what I can say. Of course, we got the Nappa, and then we got like the Nappa fight where Nappa pretty much almost kills all the Z warriors. The last ones who were actually standing were Gohan and Krillin. And then Goku arrived and completely embarrassed Nappa. That was also very cool. Because Goku went from barely standing up to Raditz to completely dumpstering on Nappa and standing up to Vegeta. That was great. And who said that was 10 times stronger. And I also loved the training with King Kai. That was great too. Even though like Goku has evolved so much from hard work. From that, because I think it took him 6 months to get over Snake Way, and then he took the rest of the 6 months training with King Kai and adjusting to 10 times gravity. And he became that much more powerful than what he originally was, and he was a lot more powerful. Okay, we have a heavy hitter here. We already know the whole entire Namek Saga is in a complete S tier. But if I have to like rank the ones, that's how the Namek Saga gets that's how it gets ranked. Frieza Saga is obviously a top tier. That's an introduction to like one of the greatest villains in Dragon Ball history, mixed with the most iconic fights and the most iconic transformation, Super Saiyan. People will probably say, Vegeta's character development. I say that too, but that was more in like the Ginyu Force Saga, where Vegeta, he wasn't really a great person. He was still a major villain, but he had to work together in order to survive. That was honestly a development, somewhat of a development, because the last person he worked with, he just completely nuked him because he couldn't walk anymore. And people will say, Vegeta crying and saying that, oh, he wasn't a villain, he was forced to be. No, he was not. Vegeta was, the whole entire Saiyan race was complete villains. They explained that. They said the Saiyans were as brutal as they was before they was against Frieza. They would still be villains. They were still evil people before Frieza, and they probably still would have been evil after if Frieza never even took over their entire race and destroyed them. They still probably would have been evil people. But Captain Ginyu, that was pretty good. That was awesome. honestly, really my only favorite part about this was seeing Goku training on his way there and then arriving and completely just obliterating the people that sat there, and Gohan and Krillin had awakened power-ups and Vegeta had a Zenkai went up against and didn't stand a chance, but Goku comes in and completely dumpsters them. And the beginning of Namek was really good too. It was also another great introduction to another big villain, Frieza, and seeing how cold and heartless he is and his soldiers. Compared to Vegeta, it was nothing, because Vegeta, he actually waited for Goku to come to face him. Frieza, he looked like if you just stepped on his plate, he would just kill you instantly. He would have done no waiting. He would have, if you were coming, he would have just left you a pile of corpses as a welcoming gift. That's all I'd say. So entire Namek Saga up to Frieza, and at the end, complete S tier. Nothing can really beat that. Well, probably except for one arc, but this is the top tier arc for now, is the Namek Saga. Next up is Garlic Jr. I did not watch or read any of that. I did not. The only thing I saw from Garlic Jr. was the Dead Zone movie, but that's like based in all the way like a little bit before Dragon Ball even started. Like before Z started, it was like a movie that was in between Z and Dragon Ball and Z. So that I don't know really know anything about that. Apparently it was supposed to be filler, so I didn't really care to watch it later on. Here's a heavy hitter. Even though it was short, Trunks, when Trunks got introduced, that was, man, when we thought Goku was the only Super Saiyan and Trunks just comes out of nowhere and turns Super Saiyan and defeats Frieza like it was nothing after we just watched Goku struggle to defeat Frieza. Well, we knew that Goku could have defeated Frieza the entire time. He had more than enough power to do so. He wanted to humiliate Frieza by letting him charge up to 100% and defeat him and teach him humility or whatever. But no, Trunks came up and said, "I'ma kill you. And Goku's not the only Super Saiyan. I'ma kill you." Charges up, turns Super Saiyan, and does what he said he was there to do. And he killed his father, who was also said he was almost as equal to Frieza in power, maybe even greater. The translations are really messed up. Some said that King Cold was equal or had greater power than Frieza. Some say it was equal. Some say he was almost as strong. I don't know, but he wiped those two like it was nothing. So yeah, Trunks Saga is an S tier. But when we hit the Android Saga, it kind of got dumped down to a B tier, honestly. I didn't really enjoy the Android Saga because I didn't enjoy Android 19 and Android Dr. Gero. I didn't really enjoy that segment, and Goku catching ill to a heart virus. Super Saiyan Vegeta was also cool. That was cool. Seeing Super Saiyan Vegeta for the first time, that was awesome. Android 17 and 18, they were there. Them introduced was all right, but when they got there, they didn't kill anybody, which was cool. They didn't kill him. It was great, better for the story that they didn't. But they were supposed to be like the brutal monster androids that Trunks described, and they were, but they weren't at the same time. They only fought the Z Fighters once. Then they beat them, and then they went on their little adventure to find Goku and popped up at Goku's house. But then Android 17 had a round 2 with Piccolo or Kamikulo, and that was a good fight. I really enjoyed that. That was pretty good. But after that, they didn't really do anything before or after that. So yeah, it was kind of a B tier. Imperfect. Okay, so the Cell stuff, we're gonna rank all that together. Cell, Imperfect Cell, Cell, Perfect Cell, and Cell games. We're just gonna put those together. Those are an S tier. This was better than the Trunks. This was better than Trunks. Now, you can argue if you want about which one goes on top of each other. Perfect Cell beats the Cell Saga beats the Namek / Frieza Saga, or the Frieza Saga beats the Cell Saga. I say Frieza beats the Cell Saga. The Cell Saga was really character growth and a little bit of foreshadowing. But Cell is like my favorite villain, even though I just said Frieza was also. Frieza is most people's. I said Frieza is an iconic villain, and he's favorite villain for most people. But for me, Perfect Cell was my favorite villain. I enjoyed Perfect Cell a little bit more than Frieza. People argue that this saga was better because of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and the father-son Kamehameha, and Vegeta's Final Flash, which was a great scene, especially with the Bruce Falconer score on it. That was beautiful. But this doesn't beat the iconic fight of Goku of Everyone versus Frieza. Like that was Everyone versus Frieza was like the thing I watched the most out of, rather than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Goku versus Cell. Like I watched this way less than the Frieza fight, but I like Cell a lot more than Frieza as this whole entire saga. So yeah, but it's still like a top saga to me. Like this is still a top saga. It belongs in S tier. Super Saiyan 2 is my favorite transformation. Don't get me wrong. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan transformation was like my favorite, but nothing can beat this. It's OG, its predecessor. Because without Super Saiyan, there would be no Super Saiyan 2. That's all I have to say. Otherworld, didn't watch that. I watched clips of it, and the only clips I watched was Super Kaioken Goku versus Pikkon. After that, I didn't watch the rest of it. I don't even know who even won or not. So I'm putting this as didn't watch because I barely even watched the saga. Great Saiyan Man. That's a D, man. I did not like the Great Saiyan Man saga. I mean, it's because we just gotten, like the best Gohan out of the entire series, the best version of Gohan, and then he transformed into that. I get it that Gohan didn't want to be a fighter, but I thought that he would at least keep up his training and be not as soft as he was as the Great Saiyan Man, because this is after Goku died and Goku relied on Gohan to get strong, be strong and get stronger to be able to defend the Earth, and he took that. It went through one ear and went straight out the other and did not do what Goku thought he would do. I get it that Gohan doesn't like to fight, but sometimes, you gotta at least fight for the ones you care about, man. But still, I mean, it was all right that he became a superhero, so that way that it was some kind of way for him to fight, but it's not really the same. Now we have the World Tournament. I don't even count this as a saga, but I also didn't like this. I mean, it was a good introduction to Boo, but it wasn't really my favorite. I didn't really enjoy this. Is this technically where Majin Vegeta start? No, I'm gonna put Majin Vegeta's transformation into the Boo saga down here. But this was just the tournament leading up until Spokovich and Yamu left with Gohan's energy. That's where I ended. But before that, that's this saga, and I didn't really like it. I mean, seeing Gohan turn Super Saiyan 2 was kind of cool, but it got like it got like dumped down when Vegeta said he was weaker, that he gotten a lot weaker than what he was when he was, a youth. When he was youth Gohan. Nah, it just wasn't. It just didn't hit. But the Boo saga, let's see, Fusion. That's technically part of the Boo. Oh, Kid Boo though. Kid Boo was a menace. We're gonna put that at high. Kid Boo is like a high B to an S, but this is all one saga. Majin Buu was great when it first was. It was great. I enjoyed it. It was chaotic, but with a little bit of humor added to it. We got introduced to Majin Vegeta, greatest Vegeta of all time. I loved Majin Vegeta. Super Saiyan 3 Goku with his iconic transformation. And then we got introduced to the fusion. Gotenks was just not it. He fought Boo multiple times and just kept on losing, either by timing out or just getting absolutely whooped. So yeah, but we did get Vegito, which was also a really cool thing. We got Vegito. Super Buu, Gohan's power up. He got his potential awakened by Elder Kai. That was cool. But that's only like going into the Kid Buu saga. I don't know why they had the Refusion saga. That wasn't even really a saga. They should have just said Super Buu saga. Like Majin Buu, Super Buu, and Kid Buu. Each of them had their own saga. Because Super Buu literally destroyed, like, he made the whole entire human race, everyone on Earth, extinct. Like, he used human extinction attack and deleted everybody. But no, it was an A tier. The reason it wouldn't be an S is because they kept dragging things on for too long. Like, for example, the fusion stuff, they kept dragging it on. When I saw that Gotenks got Super Saiyan 3, somehow they went from Super Saiyan to straight to Super Saiyan 3. There was no Super Saiyan 2, so that was something. But they went to Super Saiyan 3. I don't even know how they got to it. Basically watching Goku transform to Super Saiyan 3. I don't know. But they did it. But man, we thought that was going to be the turning point, the climax of everything. That everything after that is going to turn. Majin Buu is going to get defeated. No. Sadly, no. It did not. But this whole entire saga deserves an A. That's what I have to say. End of Z. I say it's in the middle of it. It's B, okay? I know people will probably flame me or sit there and send me death threats for putting this there because some people might really enjoy this. It was a good way to conclude the story after Buu. We can tell that Toriyama was tired of writing Dragon Ball when he wrote the Buu to the end of Z. We could tell that he got really tired of writing / drawing Dragon Ball. Because he even said that Goku was already so strong, he couldn't find a way to sit there and make him stronger or make any villain stronger than him. And introducing the reincarnation of Majin Buu or Kid Buu as Oob, which was also very interesting. I didn't expect that, honestly. But it was just a great way to conclude the series after like so many years of work. It was a great way to conclude it, which I give him props. The only thing I can say is we could tell that Toriyama was tired, and that was it. So yeah. Since it's going chronologically, when it was released, that means GT is next, and the Black Star Dragon Ball Saga. Yeah, who else is surprised by that? Who else is surprised? I'm not, because I'm putting it at the lowest of the low. I did not enjoy the Black Star Dragon Ball hunt. It really felt like not Dragon Ball. I mean, they tried to return that old Dragon Ball look with, a kid Goku going on wild adventures to find all 7 Dragon Balls. That's pretty much what they did, but apparently it really did not work. Because after all we went through in Z, going through Dragon Ball in Z, and then just trying to revert it back to Dragon Ball after the end of Z is just not really. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. So yeah, that is, yeah. Next up, we got the Baby Saga. And the Baby Saga, it was good, but it was just, man, I mean, it was a cool idea. I enjoyed the Baby Saga. We got the introduction to, a little more of Saiyan lore mixed up with a new transformation. It's technically 2 new transformations, but technically it's like 2 new transformations into one, because we got, Golden Great Ape, and then it turns into Super Saiyan 4, which is, I guess, 2 transformations. That's why I said 2 transformations in one, because those 2 are technically one. Because once you have control of the Golden Great Ape, you turn into Super Saiyan 4. So that's what I'm counting as 2 in 1. But we got introduction to Super Saiyan 4, Golden Great Ape Baby, Super Baby Vegeta, Super Baby Vegeta 2. Everyone getting taken over. The destruction of Earth, I guess. I don't remember GT that well. I'm not gonna lie. GT was like, it was one of those, it's right there, I guess I can watch it. I was popcorn watching, that's what I can say. I was just popcorn watching it. I wasn't watching it really seriously and paying attention that much. I think this is where the Earth blows up, and they use they get everybody on Earth on there because I think Baby used the Black Star Dragon Balls again, or it was the year, or the year happened and Earth blows up. All I remember is Piccolo died. That's the point I'm trying to get to. Piccolo died in this, and it was actually sad because Piccolo sacrificed himself for this, for helping Earth and stuff, and deciding to stay on there. That was awesome. That was cool. So yeah, it was B. I enjoyed it. It was actually pretty good. It was a great. If GT started off with the Baby Saga, like Goku, well, they didn't have to introduce Kid Goku. They could have just had regular Goku for this. If they introduced GT with the Baby Saga and not the Black Star Dragon Ball Saga, I think it would have had a better reputation than it does now, because people hated GT just because of this saga. Because it started off with this saga and it went on for a while. And they fought. And in the Black Star Saga, they fought people that was stronger than Kid Buu, who was stated to be like one of the strongest villain in Dragon Ball Z, which was unbelievable that it was a person stronger than Kid Buu at the point in time. But yeah, no. No. So Baby Saga is in B tier. Next up, we got Super 17. That is an A tier. We're gonna put that. I'm gonna put that a little bit. I'm gonna put that right there in A. Super 17 is honestly like the best saga in GT. Goku going to hell and trying to get out to defeat the villains who escaped hell. The Z fighters, Goten, Trunks, Vegeta, defeating old enemies that escaped, and the two mergings of Android 17s, and then Goku escaping, facing off against Super 17, and seeing Super 17 way stronger than Super Saiyan 4, and him just running the fade with all the cast and completely washing them, and making, Majub, who was supposed to be, the complete version because he fused with Majin Buu, and he's supposed to be an incarnation of Kid Buu. He's supposed to be like the complete thing, and he still got washed by Super 17, which kind of made me sad. They did Oob dirty in there. They did Oob dirty, who was supposed to be like really strong. They just made him a side character at that point, like a minor side character. But it was cool seeing Goku and Android 18 work together to defeat Super 17. That was a good way to end it, because Super 17 killed Krillin in front of 18 and Marin. So that was a good way to end it, with her helping defeat Super 17, and she's an android, and that's her brother. Well, technically both her brothers. And that was a good way to end it. But yeah, Super 17 is like the best saga out of GT. So yeah, that deserves like an A. I liked it better than the Saiyan Saga. I liked it better than King Piccolo and Tournament. And did I like it? I liked it a little bit better than the ending of End of Z. I did it. I liked it better than all these below it. I did. Next up is the Shadow Dragon Saga. This was also this was like a close tie to tie with Super 17, because the Shadow Dragon arc had a great concept of the Dragon Balls turned evil because every wish they made, it had like a negative effect. Also, it's from just kept on reviving people. I think one of them was like when Oolong wished for Bulma's panties or some kind of underwear, and that made one of the Shadow Dragons repairing this, fixing the Earth, fixing this, fixing that, doing this, doing that with the Dragon Balls all had negative side effects, and they created the Shadow Dragons, and they had to defeat everyone to get the Dragon Balls to be back to its original state. But one thing I really liked about this, like the one little detail, is that Nova Shenron was the good dragon. Like, he was evil at first, but he was a respectful, and he kept his word, and he was like technically good, like good, more good than the other dragons. And I liked it that, and the detail I'm talking about is because Nova Shenron is the 4-star Dragon Ball, the one that, and it's the one that Goku carried around with him, and it's the one that Goku valued the most and carried around with him the most, and it's the one that Grandpa Gohan gave him too. And he and the 4-star Dragon Ball ended up being Nova Shenron, who in the end helped out Goku and even tried to sacrifice himself for Goku to defeat Omega Sin and Omega Shenron, which was honestly a great little detail. I enjoyed that. Omega Shenron was a cool villain, combination of all Dragon Balls into one. That was he was a cool villain. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta was also a great. I was absolutely hyped when Vegeta got Super Saiyan 4. Gogeta was cool. That was like the first time Gogeta actually got like an L that people talk about. Gogeta was cool. A lot of cool things happened, but it wasn't as cool as Super 17. But it's very close from it taking being the better arcs. Like I said, GT would have became a lot better. It had a lot better reputation if it did not start with the Black Star Dragon Ball Saga. If it didn't have that, and if it didn't have, you know, Kid Goku and stuff, and it had just these 3 arcs, the baby arc, the Super 17 arc, and the Shadow Dragon arc, if they had all of that with adult Goku, it would have been a good series. Good to decent to good series. It would have been good. So yeah. So now we're at the end of GT. Now we move on to Super. And for these two, Battle of Gods and the Resurrection F sagas, we're gonna go specifically in the show, because the movie is way different than the show, because a few things did get retconned for the show. All right, so we're gonna start with the Battle of Gods. Battle of Gods, I really did enjoy Battle of Gods, even if a few things did get retconned that I didn't like. For example, Beerus being way stronger, or them nerfing Super Saiyan God. Because in the movie, in DBZ Battle of Gods, the movie, Super Saiyan God Goku made Beerus draw out 70% of his power, but then it got retconned to like Goku only bringing out like a fraction of Beerus's power, which didn't make sense to me why they would do that. Didn't make sense to me for why they did that, but it was cool. But this isn't the first time they're gonna retcon Beerus's power, because they retconned it like so many times. So yeah, Battle of Gods is ranked A tier. Golden Frieza, Resurrection F. Honestly, they did worse. They did worse by this. It wasn't anything special. I mean, if this came out before Resurrection F, then it would have made more sense, because you see in the middle of the series that they teased Blue and how it was conceptualized and came to what it is, but they didn't show it in the movie, and by the time that this came out, everyone had watched Resurrection F. All the Dragon Ball fans, or people who just watched Dragon Ball and knew about Super Saiyan Blue, they just knew it, and it wasn't really surprising. It didn't make it any better, but they pretty much just reduxed it to where they didn't have to call it Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. They just renamed it Super Saiyan Blue for casuals who didn't want to sit there and say, oh, you seen Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan? Yeah, I absolutely love Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, Golden Frieza's SC. Next up is Universe 6 Tournament. This is an A. Here's the thing. I'm gonna explain it both in manga and anime. Manga, they went in a different approach where they went more with God and Super Saiyan Blue and had a balance with it. The manga, it had a balance with Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue. And they made Super Saiyan. They displayed Super Saiyan Blue. They displayed Super Saiyan Blue and explained it a lot more better in the manga rather than the anime, because in the anime they just went straight to Blue. They just completely forgot about Super Saiyan God all the way up until the Tournament of Power. So they just used Super Saiyan Blue, and it had such a poor display in anime. But they did reveal Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. They revealed Hit, who was a great character. They revealed, you know, the other universe, with the another universe Saiyans where they never got taken over by Frieza and they found peace and they were like way stronger warriors. So yeah, it was just, so yeah, those are just the key aspects. I enjoyed the manga version way better. If this was the manga version, it would have been at like the top of A, but since it's like the anime, it's below. It's like below Battle of Gods. Copy Vegeta, that was absolutely horrible. I don't even know why that even exists. That was just filler in between the Goku Black arc. I thought I remembered that this was between the Goku Black arc and the Tournament of Power, but I guess it was in between Universe 6 versus Universe 6 tournament and the Goku Black arc. But speaking of Goku Black arc in the anime, it was cool, but it's at a B. Like I said, this is another example. Okay, I'm gonna explain to you the manga versus the anime. Manga was so much more better. Than manga, it would have been if this was manga, it would have been an S tier, because this Goku Black arc in the manga was like my favorite arc, like one of my favorite arcs in like the whole thing. It was like my second favorite arc, maybe third. No, it was my third favorite arc. But the anime, and mind you, I read the manga after the anime. So when I first read it, I was so confused what happened, because I'm like, this is way different than when I watched it in the anime. The Goku Black arc in the anime is like in B tier. It's like a B tier thing. It went from being an S tier from the manga and B tier for the anime. But I get that. I think what happened was that the manga came out after I think the manga came out after the anime, because I remember, because mine came out after Resurrection F. I think it came, and then they did Dragon Ball Super, and then they did the manga. So I think they did it. So I think they started the Goku Black saga after they did the anime. I don't remember. Let me know in the comments, but I think that's what happened. So next up, so yeah, Goku Black arc is in B tier. So up next is the Universe Survival Saga, aka the Tournament of Power. Okay, so this was a great saga in both anime and manga. This was a great saga. In the anime version, it literally broke the internet. It shut down Crunchyroll. It shut down Twitter. It shut down a lot of things. It shut down those major things. All of it, like the anime websites that you watch anime off of. It broke when this released during Ultra Instinct. It was great. I loved this. It was like the best part of Super, like the peak part, even though it was like the final thing of the anime. Like in the TV show of the anime, it was like the final thing. It was great. It did kind of lack. They were reusing animation for the fights and the opening, and some of the animation was like kind of terrible in certain parts, but it was still a great arc. So yeah, it's like low S tier. It beats the Trunks saga, but it doesn't beat Perfect Cell. All right, Broly movie. Okay, I enjoyed the Broly movie more than the Tournament of Power. It was a great remake to introduce a non-canon character and making him canon. Same with him and Gogeta. His story had a massive improvement than from his original, and him making him cool with Kakarot instead of him hating him for eternity because he cried is way better. Get a little bit of backstory on Planet Vegeta with Bardock and Guinea meeting his mother. That was pretty cool. And you know, the little moment where he tell him to survive, that's like the main part of Super now, because they had that for like the Broly movie and I think the Granola arc. That was sort of like the main things, telling him to survive and stuff. So yeah, it was better in terms of how I enjoyed this. Is an S tier. All right, so the rest of these last three, well, except for Superhero, but these are manga exclusive. So if you have not read the manga and stuff and you don't want to know about this, you can leave now, but you're here for Dragon Ball, so you possibly even read this or just found or just read it. So Galaxy Patrol, this is also Galactic Patrol. This was also an S tier. I enjoyed this a lot. This is actually my favorite manga portion. Like, this is my favorite saga out of the manga. This part of the manga was great. I enjoyed this. Moro was a great villain. Goku training with Ultra Instinct with Maris, an angel in training in the Galactic Patrol. That was a great concept. We get some story with Boo. Boo gets some screen time and turning into the Grand Supreme Kai, going up against Moro. That was great. We get an explanation of why Kid Boo was so strong. Because he had some of the Grand Supreme Kai's God keys, so that's why he made it so strong. We get to see Master Ultra Instinct Goku and his Susanoo against Planet Moro. Vegeta is training in Yard Drop with Force Spirit Vision, also good. This was like a great addition with the manga. This was like a great Dragon Ball Saga. Man, I might have to put it above Cell. I think I have to put it like between Cell and Frieza. Yeah, I think I have to do that. No, Galactic Patrol is really good. But moving on from that, we go into the Granola Saga, which was next. Granola the Survivor. I didn't really mess with Granola that much. The only thing that was hype about Granola was Ultra Ego Vegeta and Kakarot's backstory with Bardock and the new levels of Ultra Instinct that he got with True Ultra Instinct and stuff, and Black Frieza. Those were the really only hype moments. When I read through the manga, my only favorite part was the training that that Goku and Vegeta went through before the fucking battle even started. Goku improving more on Ultra Instinct, proving that it's a technique rather than a real, like, it's a like, he can utilize it into a transformation, but it's really a technique, and he utilizes it in his Super Saiyan God form and Blue, which is honestly like a great way to further evolve Ultra Instinct. Rather than use it as a transformation, he can utilize it in his base and his Super Saiyan forms, which was awesome. Ultra Ego was also awesome. It was a great rendition for Ultra form for Vegeta, because Vegeta used to be, a planet destroying evil Saiyan who he loves for battle, and we already know that Vegeta be taking the most damage and getting L's, so it makes sense to give him a transformation where he takes the damage and gets stronger. That makes sense. The little Bardock stuff was cool. So yeah, this I just didn't really mess with it. It was an alright saga. I put it there at B. If you disagree and you agree if it's higher, then that's you. Or if you say it's lower, that's also you. This is my tier list, so this is my opinions. Everyone's opinions is different. And for the last one, the latest thing from Dragon Ball was Dragon Ball Superheroes. And I have to say, this was a good way to try and get the other side characters, the other characters besides Goku. Let's just say it was a good way to get the other characters besides Goku and Vegeta to have their moment, like Gohan and Piccolo and Goten and Trunks and Krillin and all that stuff, to have their own moment in their own kind of screen time, because it is basically now just the Goku and Vegeta show versus people out in outer space in the universe. But it was a good way to sit there and introduce, them and build up their character more and get their stuff down. So I'm gonna have to put this. I'm gonna put this right there. Beast Gohan, we still barely know anything about the transformation. We don't know if anybody can get it, or is that, a Saiyan exclusive transformation, a hybrid exclusive transformation, his exclusive transformation. So some people say that it is because it was his power after it's been unlocked from Elder Kai. Other people disagree and say that's just been his power the entire time. Nobody knows. At least Orange Piccolo and Power Weakened Piccolo was at least explained. It's basically just Piccolo, he wished for his potential to be unlocked from Shenron, and Shenron added some extra power to him to give him Orange Piccolo. That was pretty much it. But yeah, we get this. So yeah, this is it. This is the tier list. Tell me if you agree with the tier list or not. And if you don't, honestly, I really don't mind if you don't care, really, because it's my list, it's my thoughts. Y'all can have a completely different list. Y'all could say that the Black Star Dragon Ball Saga was actually good and it could be a top tier saga. Maybe you're just weird like that. I don't know. But this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It supports me and supports the channel. And if you want more videos like this, please comment down below if you really do. So yeah, I'm DBZ Anarchy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.